She gave birth in a bathtub, which may not be that much of a surprise, but she didn't know she was pregnant. Continuing coverage this morning, people from all over the world are joining together in unity to remember the victims of last week's attacks in Paris. Hundreds of thousands of people packed the streets of Paris Sunday to take part in this unity rally.
Grizzlies fans have realized this for quite some time, but now NBA fans across the country are starting to see it as well. Mike Conley is a baller. When you talk about some of the best point guards in the NBA, you have to mention Mike's name. I recently got an opportunity to talk one-on-one with Mike about what's important to him off the court.
Train crash in New York City. The NTSB is sending a team to investigate after the train hit an SUV during the evening rush hour. To a local crime alert this morning, a man accused of stabbing his wife at a local store is expected in court this morning. Marvin Kimbrell is charged with attempted first-degree murder. There's no way around it. The men's basketball team isn't off to a great start, but I have to say this. Coach Pastner, he's been on the show several times before. We got love for Coach P. Gotta love Coach P. Don't. You know, Memphis fans, come on, give them a break. They stuck it up. I like that. You know, hey, we support Coach P. Look, if you're out there watching, no matter what, you can always come back here. We got love for you. But for a basketball crazy city like Memphis, not everyone wants to. Tennessee lawmakers are heading back to work today, and they're set to face a number of hot-button issues. Local 24's Jamie McGriff joins us live in downtown Memphis with a preview.
This is where all of the volunteers come and all of the donations come. And basically what they do, they wrap up all of these great items here, whether it be, you know, those non-perishable food items or today, those turkeys. They wrap them up, and then a lot of the non-profit organizations from throughout the Mid-South come here to collect those items.
Information this morning on Justice for Jessica. The reward fund to catch the person who set Jessica Chambers on fire now stands at $43,000. The 19-year-old Panola County girl was found burned alive.
You know what? We smell the barbecue already. As a matter of fact, our morning reporter Jamie and photographer Lamar, they're already inside eating barbecue, but don't tell anybody about that. You know, they had to come down here and get some Central Barbecue pretty early. But, you know, things are going great so far. Obviously, it's been a great week. We're raising these toys, so to speak, for Toys for Tots. This is a great donation drive. We're trying to get enough toys for 4,700 kids in the Memphis area to provide them a Christmas for this holiday season. So this is a great event.
And today we're hosting a live phone bank staffed with medical professionals answering your heart health questions. Local 24's Tish Clark joins us live from that phone bank this morning. And we now know the cause of that fire that killed a mother and daughter in southwest Memphis. It also left another victim, a man recovering this morning with burns to his face and hand.
Open my gift because it broke the bag early this morning.
Okay, and that's Lawrence. So this is Lawrence to me here. Oh, no way. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good.
You guys.
I like this.
Oh, I like God, I love my popcorn, my Godiva chocolate.
And it's a story about it.
Every single morning, Rodney drinks McAllister's sweet tea.
On to a local crime alert this morning. The numbers are in, and they do not sound too good for South Haven, Mississippi. Stats for 2014 show that violent crimes are up 59%.
24 News.
Welcome back this morning. Hospital Wing is an air ambulance service based right here in Memphis. It's provided the highest level of critical care for patients in the Mid-South for the past 28 years. Now, just last week, I was given an exclusive look inside of the Memphis hub.
Roger, Wing 25 out 1611 tracker.
This is the nerve center of Hospital Wing.
It's definitely a high-pressure situation. We are saving lives, and we want to get the assets to the locations as soon as possible.
The wing supplies aircraft for Regional 1, Baptist, Methodist, and the Petty Flight Team for Le Bonheur.
There's a lot that goes into checking off this aircraft. From the mechanic side and the pilot side, we have to make sure that the aircraft is pre-flighted correctly.
Safety, the crew tells us, is priority number one.
I've looked over, got my helmet, we're ready to go.
Miles Dunigan, Director of Safety, walked us through the checklist that has to be marked off before a team can even get off the ground.
Everything looks good. We're going to do a walk around, looking for anything out of the ordinary, anything that doesn't look right.
Dunigan took myself and photographer Clint Gyrus up for a flight around the Memphis Medical District for an exclusive look at how they operate high in the sky.
And this is Le Bonheur. We're eating up about 2.2 miles a minute, about 150 miles an hour.
That's critical when minutes matter most.
If you can get a trauma victim to a level 1 trauma center, and within that first hour of the event happening, their chances of surviving go up exponentially.
Hospital Wing provides emergency transport for an area that covers West Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, Missouri, Alabama, and Kentucky.
You're going in there hopefully to help them on what probably is the worst day of their life.
The overall mission, they tell us, is to provide compassionate care using the highest quality staff, following strict safety measures. For Dunigan, the work all boils down to making a difference when patients need it the most. And the Hospital Wing has also put together a safety council that meets on a regular basis to provide input and recommendations for daily operations. And Hospital Wing's nursing staff consists of 22 flight nurses. Each are required to have a minimum of 5 years critical care experience.
We're in the sanctuary of the New Dream Church downtown. This will be our sanctuary, seat about 350, 400 people.
It's fitting that we'd be speaking with Pastor Alfred Milan here.
Right here is our counseling area right here. So when people join our ministry and want to do some things, they'll be able to be counseled in here.
The old Memphis Machine Works building in downtown Memphis.
Excuse all the mess.
It's not much to it, a major rehab project.
We're excited about that.
For Milan, though, it's similar to his own story. A man once in ruins, now rebuilt.
And the reason why I think this is so important is I feel my life now. Many people can relate to that. They may be downtrodden in their life. Things may be bad. But as we're rehabbing this place, God has rehabbed me in the same way to make me a better person.
For 25 years, 25 long years, Milan was on the streets of Memphis, addicted to drugs, homeless, with no hope. It was a hard fall. Milan, a college graduate, actually earned 6 figures working in sales. An addiction to crack cocaine took it all away.
As a matter of fact, I was at Morehouse College when I first started doing drugs, and actually it escalated from there and just simply went out of control. I lost a family, I lost my home, I lost my job, my education, and was really walking the streets of Memphis and really in a desperate place.
With extensive rehab and a renewed faith, he was able to turn it all around, eventually leading him to the pulpit.
Hey man, you can't blame God for your bad choices and your bad decisions.
On Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings, you can find him here in the basement of the Crown Plaza Hotel in downtown, the temporary home of the Dream Church. His work not only includes spreading his faith, he hopes to give a hand up to those fighting with addiction and homelessness here in the Bluff City.
It really takes faith to do something like this, especially with my kind of background. You know, people have their eyes up, kind of thinking about your background, but that's what God does. He takes nothing and make it something.
His vision has led him to the South 2nd Street property. This will be the Dream Church's new house of worship and outreach center.
Everybody knows where this church will be. They know where it is.
He also wants to create a job center and other ministries aimed at helping those in need.
And our goal is to really make it be a light in downtown Memphis for Christ. That's what our goal is, to be a light for him in downtown.
We met with a few of the men he's assisted over the years, like Arthur Arnold and Robert Prince. Both have spent years fighting their demons in the streets. Today, they're clean, gainfully employed, on track to regaining all addiction took away.
I now have my own place to live. I'm back working. I have communication with my kids and grandkids now, and life's just been great.
I was just lost, and I really needed a way out, and I didn't know how to get out. But once God led me to my great pastor, his teaching, and he's showing me the ability how to become a real man one day at a time, it's been fantastic. Really fantastic.
For those of us who have made some mistakes, ain't you glad for his grace?
Pastor Milan wants his story to serve as 2 things, a cautionary tale and an inspiration, a symbol that with faith, hope is never lost.
There's no perfect person in here, but God's grace is sufficient.
There's a great scripture that says, what the enemy meant for evil, God has turned it around for my good. I never thought that all of my negativity, all the hurt that I've been through, all the time that I prayed to God, why me? I never thought I could use all that now for compassion for others in our city to really make a difference when I know the city really needs something, a light in the city. And man, I'm excited to be that light and I'm thankful to be able to help many people.
Rodney Dunigan, Local 24 News. And of course, the numbers are staggering. 1 in 3 women die of heart disease and stroke every year, but it can be prevented. We have the story of an amazing young woman, 17-year-old Bethany Gooch. She's dealt with heart issues since the day she was born. Now she's an advocate, speaking out and speaking up for women in an effort to raise awareness and save lives.
I go red so kids like me won't die needlessly.
17-year-old Bethany Gooch is not only impressive, but outspoken, lending her voice and story to spread awareness about women's heart health.
One life is too many to lose.
Bethany has suffered from congenital heart disease since birth.
A whole different situation.
Dr. Rush Waller with Le Bonheur Children's Hospital performed her very first surgery and each one after.
When she was born, she had a large hole between the lower two chambers of her heart, and she had no connection between the heart and the arteries to the lungs.
3 months later,
her mom, Serena, says the past 17 years have not been easy.
Due to the complexity of her heart condition, they couldn't fix everything at once, and so through the years she's had 31 surgeries and procedures.
Bethany has also lost a number of close friends to heart disease. That, in part, serves as her motivation to speak out about heart health, joining the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women campaign.
Because I've had a lot of friends who have passed away, and I think that's important to carry on their legacy and to raise awareness.
I'm proud of her, you know, but I've had to watch her as she said goodbye. Sorry. As she said goodbye to her best friend, so, but, you know, the week after that, she told me, she said, you know, I know you may be afraid, you know, because I'm going to have more surgeries. She said, but, you know, I'm not going to live in fear. You have to live life.
Bethany is doing just that, living life to the fullest. Despite her health setbacks, she hasn't let anything hold her back. She's a member of the school band. She's played soccer and remained active over the years. She hasn't seen her last heart surgery. However, she's planning to stay focused on the positive, hoping her story serves as an inspiration, helping to bring attention to an issue that takes the lives of far too many women every year. Her message is clear.
You can't give up. That just because something happens or you're going through something hard, that you can't give up. It's the most important thing.
And up to 1.3 million Americans alive today have some form of congenital heart defect. In the United States, about 36,000 children are born with a heart defect each year. The causes of congenital heart disease are still under investigation, but there are scientists and doctors who are making progress. That's thanks in part to people like Bethany willing to speak out in efforts to save